I
Really?
have dealt with confused spirits, lost spirits, even people that did not know they were dead and didn't have a physical body anymore. People with unfinished business, but I have not, I'm angry, yes, but not bad, not evil, just angry about the circumstances that in which they had died.
So I know that like I would get a lot of calls from people who their house would be haunted or they just had a lot of things going on and a lot of them were negative. And I would kind of usher them on to you and you would go right at it. You would, talk to them and get a feel and go to their house. Can you describe any of those like
Oh, sure. I found that the folks that I dealt with who had some type of spirit or entity in their home were more frightened and didn't know how to approach the whole subject. But it's the sort of situation where before you go into it, you protect yourself, you say your prayers, you wrap yourself in a bubble of white light protection and go in. And knowing how to deal with a spirit changes the whole demeanor, changes the whole feeling of the encounter or the conversation. When spirit knows that you're there to help, it changes everything. And I'm not there for the thrill of it. So many people forget this was a person, this still is a person. And when you address this individual in spirit, talk to them out loud. Talk to them out loud. Have a conversation with them. It changes the whole situation when they realize you're not there for a thrill. You're there to help. You're there to help. And um, let's see. I remember one that I did in a little further south in Indianapolis. I think it was Franklin, Indiana. And those folks absolutely knew there was something or someone in the house. And the person, once I made that connection, it wasn't scary at all. It was a man that had lived in that house, had loved that house. For one thing, the house looked out over kind of rolling hills, and he loved that view. And he would sit in their sunroom and look out the windows. And that's the place that felt most uncomfortable to those people. And then when the spirit, would be felt overwhelmed with people in his space, he would go and hide in the walk-in closet under the stairs.
wow.
And he would literally go to the top of the stairs by going through the closet. And these folks would be afraid that somebody was going to push them down the stairs when they stood at the top of the stairs. They said, no, 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 no. But they felt his presence. They really felt his presence.
Hmm.
And he wasn't bad. He wasn't scary. One of the things is he didn't want the idea or didn't like the idea that where he was going, heaven or not, was just going to be like sitting on a cloud playing a harp.
Right.
Right. He thought
So
all the beautiful meadow was going to go away. So you started to say something, Sherry.
no, I was just going to say. So did you cross him over?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
And we just had a really good, warm conversation that he was just going to go right on living. He would have responsibilities in the spirit world. He would have an opportunity to learn new and different things in the spirit world. It's just a continuation of life as we know it, but without the drag of having to drag around a human body with arthritis and aches and pains and everything
Mhm.
else. God.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That,
And
right.
if, yeah. And if he wanted, he could have a scenery with rolling, beautiful green hills to look at. He could create that.
Yeah.
Well,
Hmm. Did you ever
And
get any that did not want to cross over?
oh yeah, they had unfinished business, and that it wasn't hard. I mean, they weren't difficult, but they said, not leaving yet. Not leaving yet. One of them was kind of interesting in that lady had bought a chair at, it was an estate sale. This was this gentleman's favorite chair. Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
He was not leaving the chair. He
Hmm.
he just couldn't believe that that anybody was going to take care of his chair the way he had. Anybody was going to love his chair the way he did. And so he didn't want to leave his chair behind. But and we talked, but trying to let him see that it was only a material item, that the chair was only here for a time and not forever. He was forever. Our spirits are forever. Life's everlasting. Life's eternal. And I think he was just really hung up with this chair and in its connection to the physical world that he was going to be leaving behind. But he continued, and I told the folks, I said, be nice to the chair. Don't sit in the chair. Don't sit in the chair. Be nice to the chair. Say hello to him. I think his name was Greg, the spirit, and just let him be. Have his corner of the den where the chair sat, and speak to him, and everything would be fine.
I wonder if they got rid of the chair after you left.
I don't know. I
Yeah.
really don't know. But he was going with that chair. Wherever that chair was going, he was going with that chair.
Huh.
So, in your experience, are most spirits malevolent?
No,
No.
I have not dealt with malevolent spirit. I
Really?
have dealt with confused spirits, lost spirits, even people that did not know they were dead and didn't have a physical body anymore. People with unfinished business. But I have not, I'm angry, yes, but not bad, not evil, just angry about the circumstances that in which they had died. And some of them, they died so suddenly, like in an accident, in a car crash. But they didn't even really know they were dead and didn't know where they were supposed to go and what they were supposed to. They were confused.
Confused.
They stood by the road. They stood by the road where they had that accident. And that was it. Until you convinced them they didn't have to stay there. That part of their life was done. They had better things to go on to. And sometimes it took a little, convincing, but when they realized they didn't have to stand there in the snow against that guardrail, awful, just awful. And I can see the situation now, but it was good to be able to help. And that's what my ghost hunting is about, is helping. I don't need a thrill. I don't. And so many times I see the ghost hunting programs on television, and it seems like these particular individuals don't have that kind of sensitivity. They're trying to prove that ghosts or spirits are real.
Yeah.
And they get that adrenaline rush from being frightened. Go ride a roller coaster instead. Don't bother people. Be nice to people. These were people, and they're still people.
So you go to these houses to help the spirit more than the owners, it sounds like.
You do, but in helping the spirit, you help the owner. When you come in with a calm demeanor and you're talking directly to the spirit, the people, their eyes open up, and you can see them calm down when they realize, I am not afraid of the situation. I'm not there to scare anybody or cause any confusion. I'm just there to lower the situation. And I have certainly prayed with and prayed over a few folks that were really frightened, to help bring them down, to give them a little bit of energetic healing so they could deal with their situation better, and to help them realize they're not alone. They're not the first person or the last person that's going to experience the presence of a spirit. And to be so sensitive, in a way, it's a blessing, because that means you're more sensitive to other people, living or dead. You're just more sensitive to energy of all sorts. When you know that there is a spirit, many of these people are just, this is a total surprise to them. It's not within their parameters of thinking that a real spirit would stay around. They just don't think that way.
I remember
Well,
one time, I don't know if you remember this or not. One time it was a young gentleman, and I don't know, he's probably in his 30s, and he had a daughter that was there, and he had a recording,
mhm,
and it was like demonic. I didn't hear
mhm.
it, but of course, I give him your phone number because I'm like, okay, because I'm scared. It's like, I'm not going there.
I
And
went,
yeah. And
Yeah, how'd it
so
go?
and I heard the recording, and yeah, I think the spirit itself was trying to get the people to just leave him alone. It had been his property before, and it it did sound kind of like, it was not a sweet, pleasant grandma sounding voice. It was a, a little bit angry. That's how I would say it best, is angry. And it's because I feel like that spirit didn't know where to go and how to move on. And yeah, I sat with those folks, and we prayed a lot. And there definitely was a spirit in the house. And in talking to them, talking to the spirit, he just basically didn't know where to go and what to do. And we talked about the white light, and going into the white lights and looking around for the white lights. And it was there. It was there. It was in a strange place, but there was white light. And I said, just move toward it. Move toward it. And you can escape from this prison that you've built for yourself here in this house. And he stayed there because he did leave, but he stayed because the young man was sensitive. The young man knew he was there, where other people had come and gone and not even known or that he existed. And all he wanted was recognition. All he wanted was to say, yes, I know this was your house at one time. And he stayed so close to this young man. The young man was really kind of frightened.
yeah, I
And
remember that.
and there really was nothing to be frightened about. This spirit was somebody that you had to feel sad for, because he didn't know where to go. He didn't know what to do. Saying it's okay. Just move forward.